What's going on, Game Day Nation? Welcome back. We're at it another again. All right, let's get to it, man. My name is Omar.
My name is Steven, y'all.
And we already know a lot of things happened this weekend. I mean, a lot. From Andy Dalton being picked up to the Cowboys, to The Last Dance, to all you Star Wars fans. The 2 episodes that came out. That's another story too. So that's another story. But 2 episodes came out. But if you ever want to talk about that, hit me up.
Also for all my soccer fans out there, late news. As we know, the Champions League has been canceled, and also League One in France. So we'll get more into that later. But we'll start off with the main event,
The Last Dance.
Last Dance docuseries. And one thing that I've noticed for sure, I feel like Jordan's shoes, specifically the Jordan 1s, were, I think, way ahead of its time. Because at this day and age, in 2020, people are still rocking the Jordan 1s and his other shoes that he has. I mean, they're an icon. People, like, if you remember episode 5, there was a song, or 6, I believe. It was a song talking about, like, oh, be like Mike, whatever. People wanted to be Mike because he was such a baller, such a, an influence, someone to look up to. It was a baller out there, like I said,
Well, yeah, when Space Jams came out, it was dope. It was dope.
Exactly, and them shoes, they made a huge urban culture, urban impact. Yeah, it was a culture within everyone in the U.S. and internationally. I mean, I look at these Jordan shoes and the ones he got, like 11s, let's just say. I don't like the shoes necessarily on me. But those shoes are fresh, but I wouldn't wear them tight. That's how I feel about these Jordans. But I'm not really big sneaker fan like that, but I appreciate the Jordan brand. Like, these shoes are dope, man. These are it's just unique shoes, man. Like, changed everything in culture.
Yeah, man. At the time, it was Adidas was hot at the time. I think before we started the video, he was talking about how Adidas wanted to pick him up. And that would be different because...
Well, Jordan wanted to sign to Adidas, but Adidas couldn't. I guess they didn't want to go for the risk because at the time, Jordan was a young kid. They didn't really prove anything much in a professional level. So it's like...
And he was in the Bulls. The Bulls weren't the best team at the time.
Exactly. So why are we going to throw all this money out at this, young rookie?
And think about Adidas. They already had Run DMC, performing that and that. And the Adidas were hot and they were urban. They were the culture. And Jordan coming in, and now he has his own brand and stuff like that. It started to change around, seeing who's a hierarchy. And right now, Jordan did really change the whole game in the fashion wear, of course, and also in the athletic community.
Yeah, he was a huge personnel on TV too. You saw all the commercials he was featured in.
Yep. And
obviously in Nike and Gatorade and McDonald's.
See, all he's missing is his own rap song. Like, if he could actually feature in a rap song, that would be it.
You don't need to. I mean, he just got to ball out. It speaks for itself.
If Shaq can do it, I don't see why he can't do it.
Oh, man, but, you got to stick to basketball, man. You can't be doing no rap.
He went to baseball. I mean, he was horrible. Why can't you do rap as well?
I mean, we about to find out what led him to go to baseball and whatnot in episodes 7 and 8 for next week. So
I think it was gambling, even though there's been hints saying it could be his father. But don't get me wrong, RP his father, of course. But I believe it's gambling.
Well, one thing about all this is that it sucks that in the beginning of episode 5, if you guys watched it, they did a tribute to Kobe Bryant, saying in Love You Mary for Kobe Bryant, and it showed Kobe when he was a rookie back in 97 season, right? For the All-Star, 98 season, my bad, for the All-Star game, and then he was like, look, people, the Western Conference team, Eastern Conference team, we're looking at Kobe as that little Laker boy that wants that, that one-on-one with everyone, and just seeing Kobe and how committed he was and how much he just wanted,
how much passion.
It's like, I wouldn't want, Jordan was saying that, I don't want to be his teammate because I know he gonna pass. Like, Kobe's the type that he wants it all for himself, wants to take that shot. Whatnot.
He needs to prove a point. Oh, yeah.
And Jordan, you could tell he was planning to bully Kobe during the All-Star game, but he went up to Kobe saying, hey, what's up, all good and everything. He's like, hey, if you need anything, call me, And even Kobe said it himself, it's like, he doesn't understand all this, talk about who would win on a one-on-one, Jordan or Kobe. He's like, yo, I would never won 5 championships if it wasn't for Jordan because Kobe called Jordan all the time. And I think, to me, that just stops all the comparisons. Let's respect the greats. Let's respect the LeBrons, the Kobe, the rest in peace, and Michael Jordan. You gotta respect them boys. We can't just be saying who's better than better. You know, like how would LeBron would have done back in the '90s, or how would Jordan would have done back in right now in 2000s. Like, enough with the comparisons, man.
It's different. It's really different. See, the thing is, I can't be the one who say who's better, LeBron or Jordan, because I was never there. I feel like if you watch the game and like at that time, you start to understand like, wow, he was really a special dude.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the highlight clip throughout the
highlights
Rocky
are different,
series.
but actually watching it, like reliving the moment, that's a whole different comparison right there. But because I can't, and I'm like at that stage where Kobe was hot and LeBron is hot, I could do more of a comparison then, but I can't be that person and say Jordan's better.
One thing that I found funny was back in the NBA Finals in '92, it was the Chicago Bulls versus the Portland Trailblazers. They were comparing Jordan to Drexler, saying that, you know, they were like the same sort of players and whatnot. And Jordan said, he's like, you know what, like, he was a threat. Don't get me wrong, Drexler was a threat, but I took it as a disrespect that I'm being compared to this man. And woo, did he ball out throughout that series, yo? What the heck? Like, Jordan really took it personal. Getting compared to Drexler.
Bro, I feel like that's where Kobe found it. And I mean, when you really think about it, Kobe technically mimicked Jordan's personality.
Basically, yeah.
Mimic his style and everything. Without Jordan, we wouldn't have Kobe.
Yeah,
without Jordan, we wouldn't have a lot of players, to be honest.
I don't know if you remember that one clip when they went to their team hotel during the Olympics. They were saying like, "Hey Jordan, who takes the last shot?" And Jordan's like, "Of course me." But you see his face, and disgust is like, "What a dumb question is that? What kind of question is that? You ask me who will take the last shot. Of course it will be me." Like, he wanted to take all that credit, and I thought it was pretty dope. But other words, before watching this episode 5. And, you know, them choosing the Dream Team roster and whatnot, and a lot of people were saying it was Jordan's fault that Isaiah Thomas was not
the case. Everyone hated that man.
He messed it up himself.
I wouldn't even say that. I wouldn't even go that far. Look, I understand you're from the Pistons. Isaiah's from the Pistons, right? And they terrorized the whole league. I mean, beating people up, physically beating people up, like legally, right? And nobody wants to play with them unless you're from the Pistons. Nobody wants to play with them. I understand that, but it really wasn't his fault. It was just the model. Like if you in the Pistons, you gotta beat someone up. You can't just say, "Oh man, you're fine."
I mean, but he can't be salty about it because he brought it into himself. That he was trying to be that bully in the league. You know, he had beef with Magic Johnson, with Larry Bird, of course, Michael Jordan. Like, bro, you didn't make it the team because you want to be an a-hole to everyone. You know, so that don't blame that to anyone else. That's all on you, guy. Like, come on now.
Hey Isaiah, I believe in your decision. I believe they were all in the wrong right there. And you know, if you ever watching this, hit me up, and I'll really enjoy that sit down.
I mean, he's one heck of a baller. Don't get me wrong. Isaiah Thomas was like that point guard back then. Probably one of the best point. Well, not best. He's like second.
Who's the first?
I gotta give it to Magic Johnson.
Oh yeah. You're right. I forgot about him.
Yeah,
I totally forgot.
Magic Johnson.
You know what's crazy? Magic Johnson is a tall point guard.
He is.
Like, if you actually look at him, look at his size, look how he's built. The man is huge.
He's built like a power forward.
He really is. You know what he reminds me of? Like his size, like almost reminds me of Charles Barkley. How he has that big body size. That's what I think about Magic Johnson for sure.
And one thing that I appreciate about Charles Barkley, he, like, as we know, he won the '93 MVP, regular season MVP, and Jordan was like, "What? Like, I thought I should have won that." But in seeing like Barkley in that finals when he was in the Suns against the Bulls, he said he felt like for the first time someone in that court was better than him, and he took that to offense. You know, I think it was Game 3 where they were down 2-0 against the Bulls, like they were trailing, right? It was like, no, I can't lose this game. Like, I need to win this game, right? And he's going all at his best, but he still felt like Jordan was the best player on that court. And then when he lost to the finals ultimately in Game 6, he was like, you know, like I'm not really putting myself down because I lost to Jordan. You know, it's like comparing the guns. Like, you lost to the fastest gun. You know, and I thought like that's just ultimate respect to Jordan, and I love that about Barkley.
Yeah, people forget how talented Barkley is. I mean, I understand
forget that sometimes myself.
Yeah, sometimes I also forget that too. If you will realize on why we forget. If you actually watch his a video of how he's playing golf, it's horrendous, and it makes you think about his athleticism right there and his technique.
By the way, Barkley did make the dream team.
Yeah, he did make dream team. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, he's good enough to make dream team. He's good enough to see people respect him enough, because again, people forget he was actually a great player, even though you don't hear much about him. But he was good. But I also believe that during that era, there were a lot of great players.
Oh yeah, for sure. On the 90s, yo.
Oh yeah, in the 90s, there was a lot of great players. But the thing is, they were just individuals. It was not a great team. Like, it wasn't really like that. I mean, sure, you have the Bulls, Lakers, and the Pistons. Not Pistons. Yeah, the Pistons and the Celtics. But they were mainly, players who were great.
Well, don't forget about the Pistons though. They won back-to-back championships.
That's what I'm saying. They were, that's why I excluded them from teams. I'm just telling a lot of players were more individuals who were leading the team.
I feel you. Well, one thing that grinds my gears, y'all, is Jerry Krause. Like, since like the beginning,
he gets me upset.
Since the beginning, like when the team was building and about to get their 3P, he's still aiming for the future. He's still trying to get that next big thing, someone better than Jordan. And that one player was Tony Kukoc. There you go. Player from Croatia. At the time was Yugoslavia, right? And he was, no, get me wrong, he had great talent.
Yeah, he was skilled. He's very athletic, big dude.
But the fact that he was trying to recruit him to come to Chicago and whatnot, he believed he got drafted, but he chose to stay home because the situation that was going on with war and whatnot. But the fact that for Jordan, and well, it was made for Pippen because they were trying to get him. They were trying to take Jerry Krause was trying to take care of Tony for his contract way before Pippen got his contract negotiated. So they took that into offense. It's like, yo, like, we're like your kids, and you like giving attention to somebody else.
Not just that, Pippen. I mean, what he's a great player throughout the whole decade. I mean, you gotta give him his money. The man was cheap since he got into the league. What was it? $2 million, right? For 7 years or something?
7 years, $18 million.
$18 million. That's right. 2 years, $2 million.
And it was still a crappy contract.
It was horrible. And it didn't even get revised or anything like that.
Nothing, no extension, none of that.
None.
It was like the second best player in the league at the time, and he still got chunk change.
Bro, a true pimp move right there.
Yeah, I mean, $2 million is like, it's nothing to like overlook at, but for his talent and how other players getting paid way ahead of him,
and the salary cap was kept going up each year.
Exactly, I mean, he deserved the money.
There was no limit in money at that time.
But man, how that dream team, especially Jordan and Pippen, destroying Croatia in that first game, and Tony, like, wow, I think he had like 4 points that whole game.
Bro,
Kukoc, my God. But then he came out strong for the gold medal match.
I mean, you gotta represent your country.
Yeah, you got to. He did not back down the backlash. And he was confused. He was like, why are these players bullying at me for like, I didn't do anything. He's like, yo, I'm excited to be in the team in Chicago. They're like, nope.
We gotta show you out. We gotta
prove
ourselves.
And remember that because I guess Kukoc had an interview saying that he wasn't ready, he was nervous and whatnot. I was like, oh, if you're like that, you can't play in the NBA. I was like, whoa.
They're really trying to kick him out. But the crazy thing is, you notice how now when these NBA players are actually playing for their country, like Giannis, when he was playing
for Greece.
Yeah, for Greece in the Olympics. A lot of these players are starting to play for their own country now. I think that's cool.
I love it.
To open up. Like, instead of playing for US, they actually
because you already know the U.S. team is always stacked,
and now there's a lot internationals who plays for basketball.
Surprisingly, a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of talent out there overseas.
Yeah, and I think it's cool.
I love to see it. So, and also the scrimmage that the USA team had against each other, and how Johnson was like, was getting Jordan upset and whatnot, saying this and that, and then Jordan ultimately like balled out.
Bro, I feel
towards the end.
See, scrimmage games are a harder and more competitive basketball game, and so regular basketball game. I feel like scrimmage, you actually have to ball out. There's no timeouts. You're actually really playing straight through. If you get injured, you get injured. You gotta keep playing.
Yo, if they were to release that scrimmage highlight tape, whatever, or the full game, I'd watch it.
You watch it?
I'd watch it.
I'll watch it too. Just because. I mean, why not? Something I haven't seen before.
Right now.
For sure. But let's move on to, Jordan's gambling problem, gambling addiction, stuff like that. I say it's an addiction because the man, he likes to gamble. He likes to, does what he wants. I feel like that's what made him go to the baseball, because it's gambling. That's what I believe. I honestly believe that. I mean, let's say you owe someone money, right? And you're like, you can't pay it off. You have to work for it, right?
But he was making a lot more money in NBA. I don't understand that. Well, we about to find out what really made him go to baseball.
Yeah, we really would. But I totally believe that it's all because of gambling.
Well, we about to find out. But I just thought it was pretty awesome. This man was betting, playing cards in the back for thousands of dollars. And then he went all the way to the front. I forgot which player it was. But it was like, yo, can I play with y'all? I was like, what? We're only betting $1 here. Like, oh, it doesn't matter. As long as if I can get your money into my pocket, that's all that matters. If it has to be a penny, $1, whatever. Don't care. He's gonna get your money into his pocket.
You saying he want to make you broke? That's what it is.
And then I love this scene when he's playing, like, I think he was rolling a quarter, whoever can throw the quarter the longest, and he was playing with that one guy with the I don't know if he's a security dude or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? The guy with the mullet.
Mm-hmm. Bro, I'm sorry for all you people out there who likes mullets, rat tails, stuff like that.
I thought it was dope.
It disgusts me so much. That is a hairstyle that needs to be gone, just destroyed. Like,
why was wrong with that?
A mullet? That's disgusting.
At the time, it was pretty popular.
Same thing with Jerry curls at the time, but that's still nasty. All wet and greasy. No, look, I understand that nowadays a lot of these kids wear some weird hairstyles where I question them too. But a mullet, a rat tail, that single ponytail. Oh, I had this. Oh, that's a story for itself. I'm not gonna go off topic, but it was hard. It's nasty. It's horrible. It needs to be shaved off.
Yeah, so it was the security guard he was playing quarters with, and they were betting against each other. And I thought it was pretty awesome that when he beat Michael, he did the Jordan shrug.
Yep.
I thought that was pretty lit. But yeah, I mean, Jordan was saying that, I don't have a gambling addiction. I have a competition addiction, but not a gambling addiction.
Nah, man, that's gambling addiction for sure.
And then he was betting on golf. He was betting on just cars, everything, bro. On that one time when he went to Atlantic City, I believe, during the Eastern Conference Championship game, and people were like parading, like just bashing Jordan, saying like he's not committed or whatnot to like the team, but I think it's all false. I mean, he can't go out late night to have a time with his dad because supposedly he was with his dad and family and friends. Just wanted to take his mind off of basketball. I mean, Jordan's a busy guy. He got cameras all over him every day. Wherever he goes, he got cameras on him. The fame, it could get tiring, man. You just want time for yourself to relax, enjoy what you do. If that's a little gambling, okay, go ahead. But I feel like the media always like to write their own stories, make their own conclusion, make that person bad. Because Jordan was winning, and they're like, you know what, we're tired of Jordan winning. Like, we want him. We can't find, like, he was like that perfect role model.
You know who it reminded me of?
At the time.
Tom Brady. Look here. All those times that Tom Brady were winning games. And guess what? Who targeted this man? The NFL. Multiple occasions. What's that man's name? Who's the commissioner?
Roger Goodell.
God, I hate this dude so much. Ever since Super Bowl 49 happened, that's when the beef started. That's exactly when the beef started, Super Bowl 49. When they accused this man for what?
Deflating balls.
Even though Tom Brady won the case twice. He went to court twice and still won. The judge himself said this case is ridiculous. There was no, bro, I can't stress this enough. See, the Colts were mad because they got destroyed by the Patriots. I mean, it was a blowout. I mean, the Ravens were mad too when they got beaten up too. But that's the point. See, people hate to see greatness. People hate to see someone else flourish and
people hate to see tank. But hey,
bro, if you can't win games, might as well quit.
You tank, that's why.
Unless work harder. No, there's no tanking, man. No tanking.
Oh my God, whoa.
But
breaking news, y'all. Hall of Famer head coach Don Shula has passed away. 90 years old.
Don Shula. Jeez, he lived a long life.
This is breaking news, y'all. Oh man, we'll get back to the Last Dance thing, but just real quick. As you know, I wasn't alive, obviously, when the time when the Dolphins had the undefeated season back in the 70s. But I know enough to know that this man was ahead of his time, a great Hall of Famer. I remember seeing him, I think it was last season. I went to the Dolphins game. They're doing like a Dolphins Hall of Fame, whatever, ceremony, whatnot.
Yep, I remember that.
And I remember seeing Don Shula there. And he was a really good guy. You know, he had his champagne on the side. He's drinking. You know, he's a casual dude. You know, he's pretty cool, right? But
you about to tear up over there, man.
I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. You know, his Dolphins great, and yeah, that's breaking news, y'all.
Do you think there will ever be a team that can go undefeated?
I doubt it. In this day and age of NFL, I doubt it.
You don't think the Bucs can go?
Definitely not. They'll probably lose a couple games. Super Bowl contention, maybe, but definitely not undefeated.
Well,
but yeah, rest in peace, Don Shula.
Rest in peace to him, man. Legendary coach for sure.
Yep.
But
hopefully, Dolphins can be great.
Speaking about football, man, there's a lot. There's been other news in football. Andy Dalton signing with the
But before we get to that, one thing about the Last Dance thing. One thing, Jordan would have never got his third ring if it wasn't for Paxton shooting that three towards the end. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, moving on to as we know, Andy Dalton has signed a 1-year contract, $7 million, $3 million guaranteed to the Dallas Cowboys. What does that mean for the Cowboys' future, Omar?
What does that mean for Dak Prescott? That's the real question. Bro, Dak, leave the team. Obviously, they don't want you. If they give this man money before you, they don't want you. They already made a decision saying, oh, look at that. What? He only was on the free agency market for, 3 days? Just about?
Just about.
And they took no effort, no chance, or no thought, man, we're not gonna pick this guy up. They picked him up immediately. I bet they had him on the phone. They're like, hey, I saw you left. I saw you got released. Well, let's talk about your contract. They got him on that contract. I bet the second day of free agency, finally picked him up.
I just believe that, don't get me wrong, Andy Dalton, he is starter capable. You know? He can start an NFL team.
He's not a bad quarterback. I'm not going to lie about it. I understand his numbers are down, but he really isn't a bad quarterback.
For the front office point of view, it's a good thing that you got a capable starting quarterback for the cheap, because we still don't know what's going to happen with Dak Prescott and his contract. If he's willing to pay for his franchise tag year or he's going to get an extension, we don't know. But in another way, I think it's good for Dak Prescott, because now you bring a competition that motivates you, that fills you with anger. Like, they think this cat right here is better than me, and they paid him before they could pay me. I mean, $7 million is pretty low. Dak Prescott,
$7 million.
Dak Prescott is set to earn about $31 million this 1 year from his franchise tag. So that is gonna get paid a lot more. $7 million for him is to me, $50.
But we always saw it happen with Carson Wentz and Nick Foles. It might have that type of effect.
It could be. I think, honestly, the offense that the Cowboys have with Ezekiel Elliott, and Amari Cooper, with CeeDee Lamb,
Michael Gallup,
and you got the offensive line. You have the weapons to be great. And that Prescott, I feel like it's built. This system they had is built for him. And Dalton, I think he can make it work as well. But overall, I think Cowboys got Andy Dalton as an insurance. It's just in case Dak Prescott doesn't want to play whatever, that they have Andy Dalton as a capable starter. And good for Dak Prescott. I mean, I wouldn't really necessarily say, whoa, it sucks because they paid him before they paid Dak. $7 million is really nothing compared to Dak.
I understand that, but, I mean, they took no time to sign this man a contract.
Because it was an easy deal. I mean, this contract is nothing to lose. It's just a 1-year deal. Dak, on the other hand, is asking for $30 million a year plus a multi-year contract, 5 years. That's more. That weighs a lot more than it weighs a lot more than a 1 year $7 million.
I mean, every year
there's no risk to it. Dak is another risk because you don't know if he's gonna pan out to be that starting quarterback, to be great and win Super Bowls. Because if they sign that to that massive deal, they're expecting Super Bowl championship.
But now with what's his name, Jason Garrett, because he's out, there's a chance that they will make the Super Bowl. I think he was holding them back.
I believe so too.
But when you really think about it, it's not really Dak's fault. I mean, he performs better every year. Do you believe that Carson Wentz is better than Dak? Honestly, do you believe he's better than Dak? Even though Dak has been healthy.
That's the thing, though. The thing that separates them two is the injury. As of right now, I say Dak is better than Carson Wentz.
So you saying Carson Wentz, if he's healthy, he's better than Dak?
I believe so.
Oh no, I don't think so.
I believe so.
I honestly don't think so. No, because obviously at that time when Nick Foles was competing with
I remember the reason why Nick Foles took the starting job because Carson Wentz tore his ACL.
I understand that, but initially when you really saw both of them playing when Carson Wentz was healthy, Nick Foles looked like he was better than Carson Wentz in that system.
Could be. Remember at the time before Carson Wentz got injured, he was in talks for MVP.
You're right.
So
he was in talks because he was a young quarterback. He was like, man,
but he was balling out
because the Eagles never haven't had a quarterback who balled out like that in a while. I mean,
that may be true, but I don't think that raises the fact that Carson Wentz is a great. I mean, he got picked second overall. He was definitely a first round pick, definitely top 5 in his draft class.
Yeah, for sure. But when you really think about it,
Carson, I mean, he did play in North Dakota, an FCS school, and you would think like, oh, he played in a smaller school. It wasn't no D1 like Ohio State, Penn State, or Miami, etc. Like he didn't play in those schools, but if you see his mechanics are there, and he improved as he got into the league. He proved that he can transition to the league, and I mean that has he's improved himself as well when he entered the league. But I feel like there's just some traits that Carson Wentz has that does better than Dak Prescott. But there's some traits that Dak Prescott has that does a lot better than Carson Wentz, in my opinion.
Steve, look, Dak has a new coach now, new wide receiver, but still have the same system. Well, no, actually, it might be a new system this time. But with Carson Wentz, he's going to be healthy. Right? Entering the league, no problems or anything like that because he had now he has like 3 months, 4 months of relaxing, so he should be fine. Plus a new wide receiver as well. Who was it? What wide receiver picked up?
Oh, for the Eagles?
Yeah.
Ayuk. I'll fact check this.
But honestly, I honestly believe that the Cowboys could have a shot to make it to the playoffs and eventually make it to the Super Bowl.
Oh, Jalen Rigor from TCU. It was picked number 21.
And look,
TCU.
That just reminds me. They picked up Jalen Hurts. You know what that means?
We're gonna go more into deep with that when we have our off-season grades.
You're right.
For the NFC East, which is tomorrow, we're gonna be doing the NFC East. So we're gonna talk more about the Cowboys, Eagles, Redskins, and Giants. So stay tuned to that. But to top off that Jalen Hurts thing. Yeah, I'd rather save it for tomorrow because I could talk for hours about that.
All right.
Yeah, we'll save that for tomorrow.
You know what? We'll just wrap up this video, man. Because you want to talk about
I do want to say I don't really want to talk much about it, but for you soccer fans, and this is kind of late news, but I want to get this out. As we know, the UEFA Champions League teams like Barcelona, PSG, Real Madrid, Juventus, and whatnot is one of the most watched tournaments.
Yeah.
And they recently canceled for the season. And also Ligue 1, which is the France league, they canceled as well. So that makes PSG the league champions. So congrats to them. But it leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, man. See, the crazy thing is, a lot of these countries, they revolve around soccer for sure.
Yeah, because it doesn't.
Their revenue is really.
It really doesn't affect me. You and me or people in the U.S. because we rely heavily on
other
baseball, and they're planning to come back. Basketball, they're planning to come back. NFL, I know there's gonna be a season back.
And college sports as well, they're planning to come back.
We don't really rely too much on soccer. It's literally like saying, oh, NFL season canceled. For them, that's equivalent to us. If NFL said, we're canceling the season. That hurts a lot. I heard just like how back for European fans saying that, oh, the Champions League is canceled or their league is canceled.
Yeah, man.
And I feel for them. Like I love soccer. I'm not that big of it compared to football because football will always be my number one sport. But I love soccer. I watch it, right? So for them to cancel the whole season, it sucks because I thought they could make it work with at least having no fan. I mean, the Premier League is still trying to make it work to come back. Bundesliga, which is the league for Germany, they're still trying to come back.
Just think about all that money they're losing, though.
I mean, Bundesliga is planning to come back, I believe, in next month, but with no fans. I mean, because Germany's cases with COVID seems like it's getting better. We'll just see how it happens, but they're planning to make a comeback. It's gonna be real interesting. And I don't know how this shakes up for next season, how the season is gonna start. Like the NBA, for example, they're thinking about starting the season late in December.
I mean,
for the next league year.
But for soccer, they have like more fans they have to worry about.
Yeah, and there's a lot to it because in soccer, you're not just playing for your league. You're playing for Champions League.
Exactly.
You're playing for other tournaments. There's a lot going on in soccer, right?
Yeah.
But it really like, I think it's gonna change the whole landscape of how things are gonna be set for like dates for the Champions League, for the league start. Because if you don't not know yet, for 2022, that's the next World Cup. It's gonna be held in Qatar. Qatar is a hot place to be at during the summer, so they're moving into December, and that's like smack in the middle for La Liga, which is the league in Spain that has teams like Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. Then you have the Premier League, teams like Chelsea, Arsenal, and now like basically majority of the European leagues are starting at that time, and also the Champions League, which is the big tournament.
Yeah.
Basically the champions of each league and everything, each country, and they play against each other for the Champions Cup.
Really, when you think about it, it's a huge conundrum because now it all depends on what are you going to watch. The viewerships is mostly going to intertwine with one each other. But
I mean, I heard they're not going to have those leagues playing at the same time during the World Cup.
I don't know, man.
But I don't know how that's going to shake up.
I don't know how it's going to work because
yeah.
You also got to think about what other sports is on that time. Worldwide sports, I mean, I'm talking about. Like, what other sports that's really happening and what other sports are being broadcasted this time? Would it disrupt the flow? And that's just certain questions you got to come up with.
And if we're just speaking U.S. terms here, what's happening during December, y'all boys? Football. Basketball. And you cannot tell me a diehard Packers fan is going to watch a U.S. soccer team playing a group stage against, I don't know, Sweden, instead of watching the Packers playing the Chicago Bears in December. You can't tell me they're going to watch the U.S. team other than their Chicago Bears team. You're not going to tell me that. So, but if we subtract the U.S. viewership here and we just focus mostly of European and South America and Asian countries, right, that I don't know how it's gonna work. It just disrupts the whole league calendar, and like I said, the Qatar pick was, I think, corrupted, as we know, and I think we all know this is corrupted. Qatar was not supposed to win it, but the people that picked Qatar was like they got paid for it, right?
Tell them how you feel.
Like FIFA. Tell
them how you feel.
Sepp Blatter, as we know, the president of FIFA, terrible human being for soccer terms, man.
Tell them how you feel.
I don't know what to say because if it wasn't Qatar hosting the 2022 World Cup, it would have been either the U.S., it would have been South Korea or Japan, and those are a lot better pick, and Australia. Those are a lot better countries to host the World Cup than Qatar.
Australia kind of been under fire lately.
I mean, in the summertime, they're basically in winter.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Exactly. So it would have fit perfectly, man. So I just don't understand why Qatar.
You seem kind of frustrated.
Qatar is a hot place to be at during the summer, and the World Cup is meant to be in the summertime. You don't put that in December because I promise you, during the World Cup, if this is Sunday game against the U.S. team, and the Dolphins are playing at the same time, I'm watching the Dolphins. Or better yet, if it's on a Saturday, and you got the U.S. team playing some other team, or not. Let's just subtract the U.S. team altogether.
Yeah, let's take away them because I don't know about the U.S. team.
Okay, good. Look, this past World Cup back in 2018 in Russia, I watched majority of the games.
I did too.
I love the World Cup.
Me too.
But you're not gonna make me watch that World Cup game instead of watching my Miami Hurricanes or my Miami Dolphins.
Nope.
You're not gonna do that.
I gotta miss that. I will have to watch highlights for that.
I'll probably look at a glance of it, but you won't get my full attention compared to a football game. And I think that's what they gotta understand because the U.S. viewership is also a big factor here.
It's huge.
For money. Or you need the U.S. and it's just you're not gonna take passionate football fans to watch soccer games. So, but ultimately to end this off, Like I said,
Man, tell them how you feel, man. You already getting it out.
I feel like it should be a whole nother video for that.
All right.
But I just want to say, I'm sorry for France fans out there that your season's canceled. But hey, PSG fans out there, you are the league champions, and shout out to PSG because they are sponsored by the Jordan logo, and we are talking about The Last Dance here and Michael Jordan. So, fun fact: the PSG are sponsored by the Jordan logo, so that's lit. And we'll see how far this goes with our sports, man. With people, right? I mean, yesterday before the whole Jordan series happened, I was at work and I was watching esports, drag racing.
I was watching the slap competition.
ESPN 8.
Yeah, no, yeah, right. Was it on it?
ESPN 8. ESPN 8.
I forgot what channel it was on, but they had that whole slap tournament, and it was so stupid. I was like, wow, you see this huge mountain of a hand coming across your face. Oh no, I will have to use the genjutsu for that.
And also like. I was watching MLB The Show, like players playing that.
I was watching that as well. Yeah, man.
It was pretty fun, but it's like, man, we need to get our sports back, y'all. We need to get our sports back, but it will come eventually. We just don't know when exactly.
But stay tuned for tomorrow's episode
and for the rest of the week, because we're gonna be reviewing each NFC division: NFC East, NFC West, NFC South, NFC North. So stay tuned for that, y'all boys and girls. And like I said, thank you for giving us a platform and giving us a chance to give us a chance to listen to us. Me and Omar, we're trying to grow this channel.
Any of you Star Wars fans out there, hit me up for sure. Sponsored by Star Wars.
You already know. But please like, share, and subscribe our channel, man. We really appreciate it. We're trying to grow our brand here. We're trying to give out our opinions in sports. And other things, like it could be just random stuff. You want to talk about Rick and Morty, we'll talk about Rick and Morty. That's what we're here for. Random thoughts in sports. That's what we love. That's what we love out here in Gameday Nation Athletics. But my name is Steven.
My name is Omar.
And you're watching Gameday Nation Athletics, y'all. See you tomorrow.